I forgot to set up a thumbnail. That sucks. Oh well. Give me 1 second. Form's been reset. That's great. YouTube has been opened. View your channel. Press use form. Alright, hang on, let me check if my audio is fine. Hopefully you guys can hear me properly. Anyways, I gotta advertise. Hang on. Okay. And then plug in my server because that's what we do. Nice. Moving on to the next one. I should probably open Twitch dashboard real quick. I'm gonna do that right now. Hope you guys can hear me properly. My microphone hasn't been as loud as I would have liked it to be. But hopefully it sounds alright. Because I'm a bit nervous that I might not be able to be audible enough, etc, etc, etc. Anyways, let me just put this in the thing. What is the thing I wanted to say? The thing is... Oh yeah. Infra's request server. Okay, that's posted. Pin channel. Eventually, I'm gonna go through all of the requests that I've left off. Probably not today, but within the next week, whenever I'm free. Oh wait, next week is a busy week. Probably the week after. Anyways, I only have 1 hour to spare, and then I gotta go outside again. Maybe I'll do another request stream later on, but for now, we're gonna just burn through a few of them right now. So, first 3 in order, as always, and then I will randomize from there. Into the Water by Esper. Under 3,000 objects. This, I assume this is supposed to be like a really easy level, in which case I am just gonna say this. If you've seen the GD Cologne video, those invisible lines, I wouldn't say invisible, but those transparent lines and slopes that try to guide the player to another platform, they're so unnecessary. Just don't cheat. Not, I wouldn't say cheat, but like, don't include them in your levels. If you really have to, just be genuine about them, rather than just have those. In fact, I just think that those objects just kind of ruin the immersion of the visuals. I just really don't like their inclusion. I see so many levels do that so much as common practice, and I just never really understood the thought process of it. Like, please. What? I will say that looking past that, the level does look pretty clean visually, and the colors are alright. Bro, what killed me? Hang on. I am fumbling this gameplay so hard, I can't believe I'm this bad. This is literally a 2-star level, and I'm screwing this up so bad. Let's just get through this properly. through that fine enough. Saw blade kind of transition was abrupt. Was not a fan of that. So far, I think. Sorry for dying multiple times here. I think that standalone, the visuals are not bad. They're kind of clean, but like at the same time, yeah, I have to click on this because I know I'm gonna talk a lot. But overall, I am a bit underwhelmed by the level overall. Gameplay is very linear and straightforward, which is to be expected from what is this 2-star? Yeah, it's 2-star. But at the same time, I just think that there could have been more risks that could have been taken with the gameplay and visuals. Instead, it just stands quite inoffensively in how it implements its designs and gameplay. Not to mention those safeguard rails that are included in the level that are just blatantly visible, and it just doesn't look good with the other details that are on screen. And I don't understand why people adhere to this concept so much. Like, it just really feels out of place, yet it's so normalized. I don't understand. I can send this for a star rate. I think that's fine enough. But that's as generous as I can really get. Anyways, moving on to the next level, but I will check what people are saying first. People use those transparent things because everyone uses them in easy levels. Yes, and this seems to be a notable trend, but that doesn't necessarily mean it looks great. Do you understand my point here? I don't particularly like how a level incorporates that and just feels so out of place. Moving on to the next one. Hard classic level. Wagu. Okay. Okay. Don't care much for the gameplay. Do like where the level's visuals are going. Oscillating pulses I don't care for much of. I hope the drop impresses me. So far, the design scheme is not bad, and I do like a bit of the customization of details. For example, this wavy approach to the blocks, which uses water blocks. I've seen a few levels approach this. I did that once myself, and I think it's a cool way to deviate from inherently rectangular structures. But I do think that a lot of the details are still conventional leaning. It's inspired by Split 72. I kind of didn't see much of the Split inspiration, honestly. I guess in the color and design scheme, but I would also say that it does feel somewhat original in a sense. Though, to be fair, the design scheme of these flat modern designs tend to be done quite a lot. I do think that there could have been more unique approaches to the gameplay and design to be more immersive. But I also understand that this is a casual level. I do think that the last part, I don't know if I enjoyed it all that much, but I don't think it's particularly bad either. Hmm. Yeah, uh, probably a generous feature send on my end, really. I was thinking more of a start rate, but I do think that the level has some nice ideas to, you know, elevate itself from like the typical modern convention. And I do think that there are more foundations that, of course, CHO10 could build off of, but so far, I do think that it's a good start, and I hope that they can continue it up. Really, Megu has requested a skip queue, so let's get to that real quick. GD music video LRH. It's not a level. This is so goofy.
You guys are done. When a level drops and you hear a fat beat, then you know it must be Boom Kitty bringing the heat.
Probably the best animation we had so far. This specific wheel moving. A CD. Disc. I think this last part could have been a bit more immersive. Um, fonts. Are you sure you got this name right? Are we telling? So I know there's Font by Raisin, but is there another creator named Ryzen who also does fonts? Anyways, I heavily associate oh wait, hang on. I heavily associate this song with of course the GD Gangster Rap official level that was the event level. However, it's nice to see people put their unique spin on it. I do think that the animations could be a bit. It feels. I wouldn't say it's clunky per se, but I think that some of the cube designs and characters could have been a little bit more, I guess you could say, unique in a sense, in terms of how they are like animated. And like at the same time, I understand it's trying to keep itself within the GD verse, but also I think that some of the icon designs could feel a little bit unpolished, a bit scuffed, and I think that the animations overall could be just a little bit more, I guess, more animated, because I feel like, especially in the last part, I didn't really feel as invested, and I kind of lost my interest towards the end. But it does try to incorporate itself with the song a lot, and I really like music video approaches. So I'll give it an A for effort. Where's the epic? Yeah, epic is fine enough. Alright, we do have another skip queue, so we'll get to that. FARoto menu theme. So that's not how you start gameplay. That's not a good impression to gameplay, I'm gonna be honest with you. Anyways. Okay, so one thing I'm already picking up from here is, I don't know if you can see properly, but, while I don't mind the design scheme all that much, and I think the colors are alright, you can see, if you look closely, that a lot of circular glow is used for the edges of the block designs here. And the way the glow is distributed, you can see a bit of the residual details of the glow. And I think it looks a bit awkward, especially if you see an object like these octagons right here, where you can see that the corners of the corner pieces have like glow that kind of stick out a little bit odd. It's not a huge deal, but I think the way the glow could have been incorporated could have been cleaner. And also, hang on. This, I know that how do I say this? Block design kind of feels like it's unfinished, even though that's not the intention. But I'm used to there being like a upper structure to this type of design scheme, and usually a design scheme like this warrants for it. So having it without is a bit of an odd choice, especially when a good chunk of the designs here already have frames to support the outer structure. Well, the frames are part of the outer structure, but it supports the structure overall, if that makes sense. Meanwhile, these ones that I just were criticizing about did not have them. So there's a bit of a consistency loss here. Level looks alright so far. Gameplay is hit or miss. Do I need to buffer click all the orbs? I'll do that. That could have been dangerous, but like, if anything, that just tells me that the orb gameplay is kind of annoying. Well, I got through this part just fine, it seems. But that doesn't necessarily mean I like it either. Honestly speaking, I can't lie, I don't know how I feel about this level. Standalone, the execution of the designs aren't that bad. I think that the way the many pixel blocks are implemented, apart from a few structures, are fine, and the colors aren't inherently bad. I think they work well, but there's a clear copy-paste approach with the block designs here, where pretty much every part kind of looks the same, block design-wise, and there's like only one or two background changes, which is separated by, what, the moon being in the middle. Otherwise, the color schemes remain the exact same, and the design schemes aren't really unchanging. So it really just becomes a matter of if the gameplay kind of holds itself up. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I did not really like the gameplay. Some of the timings were pretty awkward, and then the orb gameplay, even though I got through the second half just fine, I just didn't think it felt very satisfying to play overall. This is gonna be a no send for me. Sorry. Alright. Someone mentioned if I could do, oh wow, we got two other, skip queues. I am gonna do one more form, and then do a randomization, then do another one, and then I'll do the skip queues. Because I don't want this stream to be so heavy on, like, skip queues. I made it an accessible perk for those who continuously watch my streams, but I don't want the stream to be so heavy with that. Practice mode. Modern-esque design with a default-ish background is a cool combination, which I'd like to see more of. I think it works okay here, but of course custom backgrounds would obviously be better, I think. Design scheme, I thought the first block design was alright. These ones I don't really care about all that much. I've seen it all too many times, but like where there's outer frame is just a solid color, and then the inner parts are some sort of texture. But it uses a 2.2 texture, which is these wavy blocks, and you can see that it cuts off by the end over here, rather than maintain a sense of consistency. That just tells me that the creator just really shoehorned the blocks in just for the sake of filling in detail, and didn't really put much thought in like how proper the pattern should be, which definitely bothers me a bit. And even with this part, which applies the same thing, these just end up sticking out pretty wrong, in my opinion. Okay, gotta be honest with you guys, wasn't a big fan of this level. I think the starting point of this level was, I wouldn't say strong per se, but it was definitely a good start to the level, and showed its ideas fairly nicely. That it would establish a modern-esque design with a default background of GD default background. But as you progress through the different parts, you see that there has been less care and thought put into the patterning of the block designs, and more so the case of repetition and copy-paste just to get the thoughts across. Then by the last part, the designs feel very flat, and I think just it doesn't feel as connected with the level as the couple previous parts do, and I wasn't really the biggest fan of the design scheme or the colors overall, not to mention the level is pretty short at the end of the day. Why are people being rude in the comments? I'm getting a phone call. Getting through it still. Oh, Thudding Pizza, thank you for the gifted sub. And Stifle TV, I didn't realize you were watching. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. It's been a while. Let me leave one more comment. This would be a no send for me. Anyways, I managed to bypass the character limit 3 times in 3 comments. You can see that I yap a lot. Now we're gonna randomize. I have 338 requests, okay? That is huge. And with that being said, I also have 2 skip queues. And I have just about a little over 30 minutes of the stream left. What do you think about Nampak's block design style? I love it. That's me personally. I think it's really clean. I think it's really unique. And I think Nampak deserves a lot more credit than he gets. Randomization gives me 38. I got a classic demon level. Okay, let's play it. One Stalker by Wire Muncher. That's a familiar name. But why is it 42 seconds? This better Why do I have arrow buttons here? Did bro leave star positions? Hang on. Custom. Seems like it's the only one. That's weird to me. I'm not entirely sure what this means. I just really installed the QOL mod later on. But like, why do I have arrows for this one at the bottom while for any other level I don't have that? The star positions are Did I do it by the default? Yes, I did it on the default layer. Let me do that again. My bad. Yep, there are star positions in this level. I literally can't send this level. Delete your star positions, please. I know they're disabled. Still. Hang on. Am I not right to at least be picky about that type of stuff? Oh well. Whatever. I'll watch a video on this. Maybe it's just an utterly new concept to me because this is my first time using the QOL mod, but I don't know, man. Let me see if I could just switch to... There is a daily chatter who, oh, trust me, I know who you're talking about. I know very, very well whom you're talking about. Level looks interesting so far. I wouldn't say the design scheme is my personal cup of tea, but it is pretty unique. I'll give it that. That's it. I'm gonna watch this again. Hmm. Pretty unique, but also very, very short. Yeah. I don't really have too much to say about this level overall. I think that the color schemes, even though murky, I think work well for the approach. I also think that there's some nice ideas, but I just really am bothered by the fact that the level is so inherently short, and I just think that the way that it processes from one part to another, even if consistent by color scheme, there is a different varying level of quality to the design schemes to each part. And I'm a little bit unsure how I feel about that overall. Um Sorry about that. That would be a no send for me. Alright, we're gonna do one more from the forum and then we're gonna visit the skip queue. RNG, what does RNG... We have 356 requests, which is kind of insane to me. I remember when I used to get like an average of 200 per forum before per low-key bot before I did a reset. It would always be around the 200-250 margin, and now I have 356, which is crazy to me. 359 now. RNG says 208, so let's do that. We have a hard classic level. Bro, we are getting bro, this stream is getting loaded with skip queues. I might need to increase the limit, honestly. Let me download the song properly. Nocturnals, Art of Serenity. Probably gonna use practice mode just to be on the safe side. Do I die on the... Yeah, I die on the floor. Cool. Living freely in the image of... I can't read that because of 4x3 issues. That was definitely okay. Sorry, I'm gonna rewind for a bit, just real quick. There's definitely an approach to parallax here. I'm taking a look at the lampposts in the background and the black ones in the foreground, seeing how I feel about the parallax here. It's a little bit odd in execution to me, but I like the idea nonetheless. So I'm not going to be too picky on that. Art of Serenity. I don't know how I died there. There we go. I'm a bit unsure how I feel about like the transitions building up in the way they do, when the song itself doesn't really have much energy that reflects that. But the translation of ideas standalone are nice. Just gonna say real quick, the purple and the blue colors in this level I'm not a big fan of here. I don't really like how they look. Sorry, can I just rewind real quick for a second? My bad. Hold on, I'm just gonna take a real quick look at something. Uh, okay, completely different. Good. Reintroducing the lamps again. Here or less. Oh, the train just straight up kills you. Oh. I do have to ask: does this level use a Nong song? Because I'm gonna be real with you guys. I don't really feel very connected to the level when having the song in mind. And personally, I value song representation a lot. Hmm. Does it say anything about this? Huh. Okay. Okay. I am going to share a hot take with you guys, and I apologize in advance. Jarda, thank you for the 245 bits. That's actually kind of crazy. I appreciate it a lot. But I don't really take donations as a way to do requests. That's morally that's against my moral compass. I usually have a standardized form for that, and if not, you can amass points within Twitch to redeem it and then do it. But I don't do requests for money. I think it's immoral, so apologize. Request will reset in 15 minutes. No, I'm gonna end the stream in 15 minutes. Anyways, all right, chat. I do have a question for you guys. Will you be okay if I share a hot take? Because I'm afraid that what I'm gonna say might be a bit deviant from what you guys were expecting when you played this level. Well, when you watched this level. I just want to see how you guys feel. All right. Uh I think visually speaking, the level is indeed stunning. I think the custom designs, even though some of them weren't necessarily my cup of tea, it looks really good. And I think that the creator has a great idea of an encompassing theme or something about Serenity that they wanted to convey to the player. That said, the song choice I think was pretty bad in my opinion, because and the reason why I say that is because when you have a song like this, of course the focus is on the ambience and the atmosphere, given the usage of these pads, the instrumental pads that the sound software provides you. And the whole focus was on immersing yourself to those tones. But there isn't really much melodic intonation to warrant sudden energy bursts that this level is providing. And the transitions of this level feel so shoehorned in that I kind of feel lost at what really is the essence of Serenity in this level. In fact, I feel like this level tries so hard to make me feel something with these transitions and the scene changes that in doing so, it kind of loses me at that point. And that's my problem with this level. I think it has the right idea, and I really like the concept, but it does too much is my problem, really. Just honestly speaking, I think I'll give more credit to this level if it was probably the same thing for a good amount of time, and it builds itself slowly onwards with steadily more detail from that. That's kind of how I feel about this level. Not to say that this level's bad at all. I think the ideas are great. I think the designs are cool, and the color choices, even though it's hit or miss at times, I think it eloquently expresses what the creator wanted to express. But God, I really don't think that this person really reached their full potential, and that kind of bothers me. But you know what? They put a lot of effort. I can give it an epic rate. They do show a lot of potential with this level. They show like a level of creativity more than the average level, so an epic's definitely warranted. But the reason why I'm so disappointed is I just wanted more from this level. You have the highest standards out of any mod for Sens? That's crazy. I don't think I have low standards personally, but I don't even agree with that at all. All right. Sorry, I got overly passionate in showing my opinions. I usually have like a very, how do I say this? A very monotone voice in how I convey my thoughts, but I'm trying to be more expressive in how I express the things and all. But yeah, anyways, it's time to do skip queue. What do you mean I have 4? That's a lot. All right, we're gonna get through them. We're gonna get through them. Infra has high standards, but Danalex has something else. Do I? I don't really agree, because if you were to tell me, and from what I've seen, I probably have higher standards than Danalex from what I've experienced, but I don't really pay attention to other people's mod streams, so I can't really say for certain. Nor do I really care about what standards other mods have. Oh, you can ground pound. I am getting a bit of lag though, which okay. Cool. Blocks kind of remind me of Minecraft textures, which might have been intentional here. Lots of checkpoints here, so I've noticed. What pushed me there? What? Bro, what? Why am my cube doing that? That's so weird. Alright, I really don't like this timing. And this is supposed to be a slippery block, right? Hang on, is there any way I could just... okay, I'm just gonna watch a video. Thudding... Hang on. Thank you for the bits, by the way. I appreciate it. I'm gonna watch a video on this. Okay, let me just do the switch thingy. Okay, you can see this. Cool. Just looking at the gameplay alone, it kind of feels like the controls are very odd. I also kind of wish that some of the text that tells you what to do weren't just like standalone text that just exist there. Oh, that looks difficult. Who pinged me twice on Discord? I'm just reading Discord, what Twitch chat at the side, and really, regardless of how you feel about mod sends, at the end of the day, each person has different like standards, and at the end of the day, the best thing you can do as a creator is to internalize the feedback that each mod gives you and use it to your advantage to try and improve your craft as much as possible, rather than try and look for, I wouldn't say shortcuts per se, but also like, sorry, just was looking at the arrow gimmick that this level has, and I recognize this from another level of Snoozy Poro's levels where you have to collect as much coins as possible. It seems like they borrowed that from that level. It's an interesting way of including that, and I think that design scheme from that versus this level versus that level, the one I'm currently watching, this level, I think is notably better than the past one. And that said, I don't know if I'm a fan of this gameplay at all, just from watching alone. This is probably harder for me to speak, though. But yeah, at the end of the day, at the end of the day, different mods have different standards, and I encourage you guys to respect that, of course. At the end of the day, you can only do so much in terms of requesting your level, and if a mod doesn't like your level, it happens sometimes. I know a few mods that never really liked my levels either, and that's okay. The best you could do is get feedback out of it. So at the end of the day, it's less about the standard a mod has, but more so the feedback that you could get at the end of the day. So yeah, let's not drag any mods for having low standards, except for Wafflex. Wafflex has the lowest standards. But you didn't hear that from me. Don't shit on Wafflex, OML. Bro, I'm just kidding. Wafflex is a close friend of mine. So it's fine. I do this all the time. Yeah, remember guys, it is not okay to slander people. Only your best friends. And Wafflex. Okay. Let's go back to the original level. Can I go back to the previous live? And I forgot what I was supposed to do. Oh yeah, this level looks pretty cool. Okay, that's a different spec. Feature for me personally. Can I? The Windows dashboard just showed up on my face. All right. We will go ahead and we have 5 minutes left, but we still got 3 more skip queues. That's crazy. And then I gotta leave to go outside. Drapo by Yol. Are these flags? So I see... These are all European countries, aren't they? Never mind. They're not. Using the nice. Bangladesh flag spotted. Canada flag spotted. Cool. I don't really have many complaints about this level. I think it's super creative, honestly. Wait, Kobe Paul, are you from Bangladesh? Yo. Every time I see like a Bangladesh flag or like some South Asian country, I feel proud. My background is from Bangladesh, even though I was like born and raised in Canada. In fact, dare I say, the only person in my family to be born outside of Bangladesh. But seeing the Bangladesh flag is just really nice to me. Anyways, I don't have too much time left, so let me just burn through the skip queues and then I gotta go outside. Cool. Bad Time by Chupa Crab. It is a 6-minute 41-second platformer level, and it's 101. Oh, this is a ship. Damn. Ironically enough, some of the controls of Geometry Dash kind of make this type of platforming easier than... I forgot about that move. But well, the thing that kind of bothers me about this level is that it's a literal remake of the Sans fights. Every single attack pattern is from the original, and the dialogue is the exact same. So, at the end of the day, as impressive as this level is at being a genuine remake... Oh, this is nerfed. This is literally easier than the original. Cool. At the end of the day, it's just a near one-to-one recreation of the original, Damn. Shit. I might need to eat the butterscotch pie soon enough. Darn it. This does not feel as fluid to make that type of jump. Come on. Damn it. Damn it. One more time. Okay, we're at this part. Skip, 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 skip. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I care. Go, 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 go. All right. RNG helped me out here. I'm probably not gonna get too far, bro. Can I skip the dialogue faster, please? Oh no, it's this. Cool. Speed up! Speed up! This feels so unnatural to do with just the ship physics, I can't lie. I'm probably gonna die, but after this attempt, I'm just gonna stop playing this level. Yeah, I'm gonna die. Oh well. Damn. Oh well, that was a really cool remake of the Sans Undertale boss fight. But oh well, I could have first attempted it if I didn't eat the snowman piece too fast. Oh well. Either way, I can't send this level personally. Out of good faith, as much as I love like seeing recreations of game concepts, I just think that just being very derivative of an original concept and making a one-to-one recreation, I just don't think it's like the best approach when it comes to like creating a type of game within Geometry Dash. I'm probably gonna sit this one through, maybe, but like, chances are I'm probably not gonna send this. I'm sorry, but this is a really good recreation of Undertale. I could have one attempted this. Damn. All right, one more, and then we're good to go. Well, I'm gonna have to, I already played this level and I haven't sent it, so that's kind of a waste of a skip queue. Anyways, I do have to go outside, so hope you guys are doing well, and I will see you guys maybe later on. I'm probably not going to stream requests, or maybe I will, I don't know, but I have some stuff I gotta do. The level was updated, bro. Okay, fine, I'll play it. I don't have much time on me, but sure. Just wondering if this exists. Cool. Limbo exists. It's cool. Cool. Seems like there's just more options, but I'm not sure if that's really enough to change my opinion. Side does not exist. Ah. Is there a way to check how many prompts are there still? I'm just still waiting for a response from the creator themselves. All available sites on sites site. Okay. I'll quickly take a look at that. Team list, smart. And then Cicada 3302. Cool. I see. Cool. I don't know if this is really enough to change my mind about this level. Song has changed, and there are a bit more search directories, but there's really just a limited amount that you could really experience from the level overall. And my main issue with a level like this is that once you play it through once, you've already seen all that you needed to see, and then that's about it. And then there's really no replayability out of this level. Um, I'm just not sure about sending this overall. Like the concept's really nice. I just how do we complete it? You just have to go through a few sites, and then once you're done reaching a minimum amount of sites, then you complete. You have the ability to complete the level. But try to search my name. If it's not within the site directory, it wouldn't be there. But yeah, honestly, I think I'm still gonna stick to my word and just say no send for me. I'm sorry, but that's kind of how I feel. Sorry about that. Anyways, I do have to end the stream as I do have to go outside. I appreciate you guys for watching. I'll hopefully maybe stream later on. If it's not a request stream, it's probably just going to be a build stream. Outside of that, I will of course be busy, so nothing for a Saturday or Sunday plan because I got stuff to do then. And then next week I got school, so that's fun because I'm taking summer courses. But nonetheless, I'm glad that you stuck around. Hope you guys have a nice day. I'm not gonna raid because that's fine.